I find it very stupid when people fall in love with fictional characters. Like, how are you supposed to fall in love with something that doesn't even exist? I used to think that way until I played this. I'd like to apologize. I can explain. Back when I was like 12 or 13, I discovered PewDiePie for the first time. And PewDiePie at that time was the peak of entertainment. You don't need a TV at that point. And one day, PewDiePie uploaded the gameplay of Bayonetta 2.
I'm not even playing and I'm totally fine with it. That was the best cutscene of my life.
Now, the 12 or 13-year-old me was captivated by the character of Bayonetta. And I don't blame him, to be honest.
I feel like a fucking celebrity in this town.
I finally managed to play Bayonetta 10 years after its release. And I can without a doubt say that this might be one of the best hack and slash games, right alongside Devil May Cry and Hi-Fi Rush. So this video is just me appreciating the game and maybe a small review of it. But I'm not good at reviewing games, I just like to talk about them. So here is a very poor attempt at reviewing a video game. Bayonetta is a character that has a certain charm about herself. I won't deny the fact that her character design was one of the reasons I always wanted to play the game. And now that I finally played it, I liked it a lot. If you haven't watched my previous video, how dare you? I briefly mentioned how Bayonetta 2 was the reason I got a Nintendo Switch. Or the thought of getting a Nintendo console ever crossed my mind. So we can say it had a pretty big influence on me. Such a big influence that when I finally got a Nintendo Switch, I got to experience some of the best storytelling in video games. For example, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But Bayonetta 2 being the best in the series was always not on the table. By that I mean it was almost cancelled. You see, the first Bayonetta was developed by Platinum Games, the same studio that made Nier Automata and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't spread over every egg.
And it was published by Sega, the guys who made Sonic the Hedgehog. Unfortunately, after the first Bayonetta game released and the plans for a sequel were already in progress, Sega decided that they'll be focusing on a handful of franchises, and you can pretty much guess what happened. Sega ended up shelving Bayonetta 2 because they weren't making much money in general. And right when all hope was lost, Nintendo, yes, the Nintendo, the bad company, Nintendo appeared like a guardian angel and said, let's make an exclusive deal. And Bayonetta 2 was finally conjured into existence. Since Nintendo was the one who funded the sequel, Bayonetta 2 became a Nintendo console exclusive, even though the first game released on rival consoles and PC as well. So that's enough for the history lesson. I'm already like what? A page into the script and I haven't even, why am I talking like Arnold?
Cocaine.
Okay, I think that's enough for the history lesson. I am like what? A page into the script and I haven't even I can't speak. Okay, I haven't even talked about the gameplay, so I guess we should start. Bayonetta is a hack and slash game, and the best and the easiest way to explain what a hack and slash game is, it's basically fighting a lot of enemies at the same time and without guns. If there are guns, then it's a Call of Duty game.
We have the data set. We've got it, sir. Good. That's one less loose end.
Guns in hack and slash games are usually your secondary weapons, but Bayonetta is a little different. She doesn't use the guns to shoot. I mean, she does shoot, but she uses guns to punch the shit out of you. Bayonetta 2 also borrows some mechanics from the first game, like the Witch Time, which slows down the enemies if you manage to dodge their attacks at the very last second. Witch Time is a lifesaver. Even though it only slows them down for a second, it feels more than enough to bust out some cool combos. Speaking of combos, you can do a lot of them, but what makes them cooler is the addition of Wicked Weaves and Umbran Climax. Wicked Weaves were already there in the first game, but what made them different is now your normal attacks can do Wicked Weaves. There are also torture attacks, which are really fun and do a lot of damage. And before you say what the fuck is a Wicked Weave, Just wait, I'm coming to that. Since Bayonetta is a witch, Wicked Weave summons the limbs of demons that Bayonetta has a pact with, and are powerful attacks that are executed at the end of a combo. It can be a demon fist that punches your enemies, or do a heal storm depending on if your combo ends with a punch or a kick. Oh, by the way, to summon these demons or demon's limbs, Bayonetta or Umbran witches uses their hair as a conduit to summon them. And that's not all the hair does. Since Bayonetta is a witch, her whole outfit is made of her hair. That's why when she summons a demon, she's partially nude, because she's using her hair to summon the portal. It will make sense later, I promise. Anyways, there's also magic that you build up by defeating enemies, and once you have enough magic, you can do an Umbran climax. For a short amount of time, every attack you do unleashes a Wicked Weave, and at the end of it, it summons an actual demon that does a big AoE attack. This differs with what kind of weapon you're using, and Bayonetta has a decent chunk of them. Each weapon has its own demon. For example, the weapon Alruna, which you get later in the game, is a set of whips that Bayonetta can equip either on her arms or her legs, or both. The whips are easily my favorite, and combined with Rakshasa, which are a pair of swords on her legs, my version of Bayonetta was a powerhouse. All of these weapons can be unlocked by finding LP records that are spread throughout levels, so you might as well explore every nook and cranny. And once you have all the records, you can use the portal to get back to Rodan. Rodan, or Rodin, is one of the best characters in Bayonetta series. He's a fallen angel who's also a blacksmith.
And remember, I ain't here to get up in your business. My business is making things that do business. So don't come crying to me when you think you gotta do everything alone. I'm here to help. Just make sure you don't bust a cap at my ass.
Besides weapons, you can also buy accessories, skills, healing items, and costumes, like this Princess Peach costume or Fox from Star Fox series.
Do a barrel roll!
But Rodin needs to chill out. Everything here is so expensive. Every accessory or weapon costs like 100,000 halos each. Oh, by the way, halos are the currency in this game. You get halos by defeating enemies which are angels or demons. And since you are defeating angels, they drop halos. But why do each angel drop multiple halos? I don't know. I'm not aware of the whole angel economy. Once you have your preferred weapons and are confident enough in your skills, you can go and try to complete the Muspelheim challenges. I say try because these challenges made me realize how bad I am at hack and slash games. The whole story campaign of the game is divided into chapters, and each chapter has like 2 to 3 challenges. They are called Muspelheim challenges because the whole story has some Greek influence behind it. Greek? No, that's Norse. The challenges are pretty good. I'm saying this as someone who hasn't completed all of them. And there's also a lot of variety in Bayonetta too. Like in one challenge, you'll be asked to defeat all the enemies in a certain time limit, and the other challenge will put you on a 4x4 square and say, don't touch the ground. Like, thanks game. That's really easy for someone like me. What? He broke the pillar I was supposed to stand on. What is easy for someone like me is the story of Bayonetta 2. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. Like, if you consider the whole game, the story is like the weakest part of it. I'm not gonna discuss the whole game because I think you should try it for yourself. Basically, it picks up a few months after the events of the first game. Bayonetta is out there doing a little Christmas shopping. Unfortunately, her shopping trip is interrupted by angels. Yes, angels. Not these angels, but these. The angels are attacking the city, and Bayonetta, being the badass she is, swings immediately into action.
You know, I try to avoid doing this in my Sunday best.
The next scene is not family friendly, and you have been warned.
At least your lot still knows how to make an end.
See, I told you it makes sense when I said her hair is that outfit. It just makes sense, okay? She's a witch, she can do that. Bayonetta is eventually joined by her friend John, who fights with her and gets her soul kicked out during a demon summoning, which goes wrong.
John! This isn't how things end! John! I'm not one for pets who don't listen to their masters.
See, I told you she uses her hair to summon demon. I'm not stupid, okay? I knew it didn't make sense at that time. I knew what I was saying, okay? By now you can figure out what the main goal of the game is. It's basically getting John's soul back. But her soul is not in the nearest 7-Eleven that you can just walk into and get it back. It's in hell.
John.
The story has then some time travel, the villain from the first game coming back. It's not the strongest part of the game, but it's good enough to keep you engaging. What is strong are the level designs and the set pieces. Before I continue that, I just want to mention the way Bayonetta does cutscenes. In games, you have your usual cutscenes that are fully rendered, and each frame is manually animated and are fully voiced, but a lot of time due to budget constraints, developers try to be a bit creative. This might be with just text boxes popping up and two characters just standing and the camera panning to both of them. And sometimes the camera doesn't even move. It's fixed to the character you're speaking and is pretty common in RPGs. While I do understand that devs do this to save time and money, I don't like it. I hate the way these cutscenes are made. The prime example of this is Ubisoft cutscenes. Have you seen how Ubisoft does their cutscenes now? It's so bad, man. I hate it so much.
Sophisticated eyes have spotted room for improvement, is all.
Should I summon a scribe? How long is this list of improvements?
Silly. I only mean you could do with a bit more color, more beauty, something to invite joy into this place. Other than your sparkling wit, I mean. For the moment, I shall retire to the bamboo grove near the stable.
But Bayonetta does this very differently. You have your normal cutscenes, but for the rest of it, it plays like a PowerPoint. Which I know doesn't sound good, but looks good when executed. I mean, it's better than a guy staring into your soul. Where was I? The level design. The first level itself will speak for the whole game. I think this is one of the best intro levels I've played. Right after this, you're introduced to the city of Notan, which is so beautifully created. Every level in this game has so much color, and the set pieces are icing on the cake. Bayonetta suffering a whirlpool, which ends up with you flying to the gates of heaven. Like, it's so cool, man. I don't think I have any complaints regarding level design and set pieces. Every major boss fight in this game feels like a finale, and I'll just play a bit of it for you.
So close.
There's also a mission in which Bayonetta is riding a hell horse. It's a gimmick level and there are a couple more like this, but I just love how Platinum Games implemented them. There's not a lot of them, but just the right amount to break the pace from your usual level. I think my favorite might be chapter 13 and 14. Don't worry, I won't spoil them in terms of story, but holy, they are good. Like I said, I have no complaints when it comes to level design. They just hit the ball out of the park. All of these levels have a lot going, whether it's the number of enemies, particle effects, or the chaos going on in the background. And not once did I experience any sort of frame drops or stutter of any kind. I mean, it is a port of the Wii U version, so they better fix everything before selling it. The voice acting is also pretty good. I'm not very fan of Loki, which is the new character, mainly because he keeps saying the word love a lot.
It's my love. Sorry. But still, whatever, love. Wanted love. Love. Not a clue, love.
It's just something that pisses me off a lot. I don't have any issues with the voice actor, but with just the dialogue. Other than that, it's pretty good. Helena Taylor as Bayonetta is obviously the highlight. Unfortunately, she didn't continue this role in the sequel because of a disagreement between her and Platinum Games. Jennifer Hale voiced Bayonetta in the third game, and I would say she did a pretty good job. Her voice is, how should I say without sounding weird? It sounds mature. In a good way. Like it fits the older version of Bayonetta.
Seems like you're ready for the leash. I hope at least some of it was actually true. Jean has a habit of showing off for the gentleman.
You bitch.
It took some time to get used to it, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. I think Bayonetta 2 is a crazy good game. Easily one of the top hack and slash games I've played. And I'm really excited to see what Platinum Games does for the fourth game, if they decide to make a fourth game. For me, this game is a solid 4.5 out of 5. Minus 0.5 because I really hate the challenges. I couldn't complete all of them. And yes, I'm being petty. And that's all for this video. This was supposed to be a horror game since Halloween is coming. But I was recently in my hometown. And since I didn't have my PC, I couldn't play anything or record anything. Hopefully, next video will be a horror. Okay, not hopefully. I'm not going to make any promises. Leave a comment. What do you think about Bayonetta? I mean the game, not the character. Don't be a creep. And yeah, that's all about it. Oh yeah, follow me on Backlogged. It's like Letterboxd, but for video games. I have a profile there, and I try to update any games that I play. And yeah, that's all for this video. Bye bye.